I've been doing fire and burn cases pretty much my whole career. They're the most catastrophic, horrific injuries that anybody can experience. Well, first, everybody must understand that smoke detectors are meant to save your life. And so making sure that they have power and that they are properly installed is extremely important. There's two different types of smoke detectors. You have a photoelectric and you have an ionization. These are two different types of technology. Most people do not know that one will detect smoke while the other will detect flames. There are certainly situations where one smoke detector is more effective than others. You have to look at your lease and the state's laws. Typically, your landlord has a duty to provide a safe and habitable environment. So I'd have to look at the lease, read the language in the lease, and go from there. There's a lot of different fire safety equipment out there. Each product is going to be different and operate differently. You have devices that go up under your vent hood, and they have little fuses on them, and they will ignite and explode and blow powder down on top of a stove. Then you have just your standard fire extinguishers. Most all of these products, they have expiration dates. Lots of people do not know that a smoke alarm has an expiration date, and it is industry-wide. Smoke alarms have a 10-year shelf life. That is important information for people to know. Well, typically, the landlord is going to have a duty to inspect these devices, make sure that they are operating, they're functional, and they're not expired. And if they're not doing that, then it is a safety hazard. It has to do with experience and dealing with these manufacturers and dealing with the tenants or the landlord aspect of it. It's different duties as opposed to the duty of a driver and the duty of a landlord or the duty of a manufacturer of a product. What I do on a daily basis is deal with specific manufacturers and specific instances where people are injured in fires and explosions. Burn injuries are unique. They leave scarring, permanent scarring, and they can also affect you just on a daily basis, whether you're just in the sunlight or out in the cold. Smoke inhalation injuries. Those are injuries to your lungs that affect your breathing. And if you are in a fire, you are going to be exposed to the smoke, which may or may not have certain chemicals in it or toxins that contribute to more severe injuries, and obviously the heat and flames. Second and third degree burns are extremely painful, and they will permanently disfigure you or permanently scar you. And you got to take care of it for the rest of your life. Yes, absolutely. Landlords have a duty, and that duty is established either by state law or local national fire codes. In almost every single case that I've found a national fire code that has been violated, whether it's by the landlord himself or the maintenance technicians that work for this landlord, property management companies. They have the duties in certain instances where they have to maintain these fire safety products. And oftentimes, I most often see instances where they're not. And as a result of that, people die and people are burned. I often see fires that occurred from unattended cooking. We'll use that as an example. There are products and safety equipment that is required to be in a home or in residential housing, and if it is not properly maintained, properly installed, and it's not functioning, that can result in serious injury or death. These products, such as we'll use an example like an airbag. An airbag is not intended to cause harm. and is intended to save people. And if they don't function correctly, and it doesn't work the way it's supposed to work, then people suffer the consequences. And same thing with these fire detection, fire suppression devices. If they malfunction or they're not operating correctly, you run the risk of injury or death.